Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to the I can't believe it, fifth episode of the Love Over Fear show by Healing Embodied. If you are brand new here, hi, welcome. We are so glad that you found us. My name is Sarah. I am one of the body-mind integration experts here at Healing Embodied. Hey, Chelsea. I work alongside our founder and CEO, Chelsea Horton. Chelsea and I started this show a couple of months ago because we believe that you can feel madly, wholly, deeply in love and feel fear and feel anxiety all at the same time. But we want to help you choose love over fear every single time. That is why we're here. That is why we show up every day. That is why we wake up in the morning, to help people find how they can continually, daily, every single second of the day, choose love over fear. So today's episode is called The Search for Certainty, and if you are here live, if you join at any point, comment, tell me you're here, say hi, give me a wave, give me a shout out, let me know how you're doing, let me know that you're here, interact. This will be way more fun if you're not just listening to me talk. I want to hear from you guys too. So, all right, let's dive in. I started talking about this whole certainty thing in my last episode of the Love Over Fear show, which was called Is It ROCD or Me? So if you haven't checked out that episode, make sure you check that out. I think it will be very helpful, and I'm going to reference it a few times throughout today's episode. So, plain and simple, ROCD, relationship OCD, relationship anxiety makes us want certainty. Absolute certainty. It makes us crave it. Like in every fiber of our being, we crave certainty. The ROCD brain wants certainty. Why? Because for anybody experiencing ROCD, relationship anxiety, general anxiety that's latching onto your relationship, sitting in the unknown, the uncertain, the unclear is terrifying. It is highly distressing. It is very dysregulating. It's horrifying. Why is that? Because the anxious or the traumatized brain sees things in black or white, all or nothing, either or, this, that, right, wrong, good, bad. That is how the anxious brain works. That is how the traumatized brain works. It develops this very concrete way of viewing the world. Things are either this or this. There is no and. There is no room for gray, for the complexities of life and relationships, the messy, the unclear, the uncertain. I talked in my last episode about how when we experience trauma, or you have difficult relational experiences in your life, the wires in your brain, they get kind of crossed. And we start to perceive healthy things as unhealthy, or unhealthy things as healthy, safe as unsafe, unsafe as safe. This is very similar. We essentially lose or don't develop the capacity to hold space for the in-between, the gray, the uncertain, the unclear, the messy, the complex, the bizarre. We don't have that capacity when we are functioning from the traumatized or the ROCD brain. That is why we crave certainty, because that is how we view the world. So when we feel that we have certainty, when we think, yes, I've got it, I've got the answer, I found out, it's a yes or a no, a this or a that, a good or a bad, a right or a wrong. When we feel that we have that, it feels really good for a moment. It feels great. It feels calming. It feels centering. It feels grounding. for a moment. It gives us a false sense of safety, a false sense of security. Emphasis on the word false, right? It's false. It feels safe, it feels secure for the moment, but the moment's going to change. Okay, so think about it. Let me give you some examples. Let's say you've been going back and forth in your brain, doubting yourself, doubting your relationship. Is it right or wrong, good or bad? I don't know. Okay, you call up a friend, you tell him the whole saga, you say, this is what's going on, I don't know what I want, I don't know what I should do, what should I do? And your friend says, oh, yeah, honey, that does not sound good, you deserve better. Boom. Answer, certainty, clarity. You're like, hell yes, I deserve better, I'm dumping his behind. You feel empowered, you feel great. And then he does something so sweet, so nice, so wonderful. And he no longer fits into that box that you just placed him in. And you're back in a spiral. Well, now I don't know. I thought I deserved better, but he was so sweet. Maybe he's really great. Maybe Right? Or let's say you just got engaged. Your partner just proposed. And you start having all of these awful, horrible doubts coming up. You call your mom, you're crying, you share everything that's going on in your mind, all the fears of like, well, you and dad got divorced when I was young. What if my relationship ends up like that? I don't want to get married if I'm just going to get divorced. What's going to happen to me? I don't know what's going to happen. And your mom says, whoa, sweetheart, hon, you and your fiance love each other. You love each other more than anything in the world. She would never hurt you. You two are perfect for each other. You're not like me and your dad at all. The anxiety's gone. It washes away. You're like, you're right. This is perfect. This is right. This is the relationship. And then your fiance says something that you disagree with or that you don't like. And the anxiety's back. She doesn't fit into that box anymore. Right? Or, I'll do one more example here. You're lying awake at night. You're just like ruminating like crazy. You can't fall asleep. Your mind is going a mile a minute. You're having all of these doubts, these questions of whether you really love your partner or not. Do I really love my partner? I don't know. You grab your phone. You start incessantly Googling, how do I tell if I love my partner? How do I know? How can I know for sure? You come across tons of different online quizzes. Think like BuzzFeed here. Quizzes about love languages, zodiac signs, is he really the one for you? Find out here in 10 questions. And every single time you get the results that say, like, all signs point to yes, you're in it to win it, it's a match. You instantly feel so reassured because BuzzFeed just told you that in fact you do love your partner. You can rest assured, you found him, he's the one. You know with certainty that you actually love him. And you have this thought in your mind of like, oh, yes, he is perfect. He's going to propose soon. We're going to live this happy, amazing life. And then your partner says, babe, I got this amazing opportunity. I'm going to move to Spain for a year to study abroad. And I think we should take a break while I do that. That perfect future that BuzzFeed just promised you that you would have, and all of that Googling promise that you would have, just got ripped away from you. Does any of this sound familiar? I know you might be like, these are crazy examples, but does it sound familiar? This is the pattern. This is what happens. We seek certainty. I know, right, Chelsea? BuzzFeed. We seek certainty. We trick ourselves into thinking that we've found it. We search for it. We think, great, I got it, I'm good, and it feels so good. And then something inevitably happens that disrupts this pattern in our mind, and it sends us into a spiral, and the whole cycle starts over. This is what happens every single time, because certainty doesn't exist. But I'll come back to that. So, what actually happens when we search for certainty is that anxiety wins. Fear wins. Anxiety gets us in its grasp. It says, I gotcha. We're here. I'm running your life. And that's it. It won. Because then we fall into this pattern of thinking, if I could just, then I would. If I could just, then I would. I see a few people out there watching. Say hi if you're here. Let me know you're here. If I could just know for certain that my partner loved me, then I would feel more confident. If I could just know for certain that we will never break up, that we're in it to win it, we're never going to leave each other, then I wouldn't worry so much. If I could just have that ring on my finger, then I would know. I would know that this was right. If I could just be certain that I am straight or gay, if I could know for sure I like men or I like women, then I could really open up to my partner and I would stop doubting everything. If I could just know for sure that I'm not in the wrong relationship, then I would never get hurt. I wouldn't be hurt. If I could just know, all I need to know is that my relationship isn't anything like my parents or my friends who got divorced, then I know that I'll be fine. Does that sound familiar? Anyone watching, what traps do you fall into? What is your if-then scenario? How does anxiety try to trap you? Comment below. Tell me. What's your if-then? That's the pattern. That is what we get sucked into. If I could just, then I would. If I could just, then I would. If I could just this, then I would feel this. Or if I could just this, then I would never feel that. How do you get trapped? What does anxiety do to you? All right. So what are some common ways that we try to get certainty? There's a lot. There are many different ways that ROCD and relationship anxiety tries to get us to search for certainty, but let's talk about 3 really common ones. The first one, it's a hot topic in the ROCD community. You know it, you love it. It's reassurance seeking. Good old reassurance seeking. I could literally talk, I think forever, at least for an hour, about reassurance seeking. So I'm going to try not to do that. However, it is huge and it is a very big part of this whole search for certainty. So I am going to dive into it and I'm going to highlight some ways that reassurance seeking can show up. Because I think a lot of people, especially if you are, part of the ROCD community, you are probably familiar with reassurance seeking, but you might not be familiar with the ways that it shows up. So reassurance seeking is referring to relying on people, relying on things outside of ourselves to give us certainty or to make us feel better. Like Chelsea commented and said, looking to external circumstances. That's reassurance seeking, looking outside of yourself for the reassurance. And this happens because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our own ability to navigate situations and make decisions. We learned somewhere along the line that we shouldn't trust ourselves, that we can't be trusted, that we don't know good enough, well enough, good enough. So we might turn to our friends, our family, we might start incessantly Googling or reading blogs or watching videos or constantly asking our partner if they love us, how they feel. I used to do this to my poor husband all the time. Anytime. I do most of the cooking in our house. My husband is a very talented man. Cooking is not one of his talents. But I enjoy cooking. And any time when we first moved in together, anytime I would make him dinner, I would give him his dinner, we'd sit down, we'd be talking, and I swear I would ask him like 50 times if he actually liked it. I'd be like, babe, do you like it? Does it taste good? Yeah, Sarah, it's really great. Thanks for cooking. Yeah, no problem. How do you like it? Is it good? Is it still tasting good? Does it need anything? Do you want me to get anything for you? No. Tastes great. Love it. Okay, great. How is it now? Do you still like it? Is it really good? Do you think I could have done anything different? Do you want me to make this again? I can make this again. Constantly. It got to the point he literally said to me, like, Sarah, I don't know how many times I can tell you that your pasta tastes great. Like, I used to do this to him all the time. It was my own reassurance seeking. I couldn't sit in my own feelings around it. I had to constantly ask him, like, remind me, tell me again, tell me again, tell me again, tell me again. Same thing with, like, when we would get dressed up, or I would, like, do my hair differently, or buy a new shirt or something. I don't know. I'd be like, Mike, do you like it? How does it look? Do I look cute? Do you think I'm pretty? Tell me I'm pretty. He'd be like, babe, you're beautiful. I love it. You look great. 5 minutes later, I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure I still look good? Do I look good now? What if I do this? Do I look good now? What if I do this? Do I look better? What about now? And he's like, you look the same every single second of the day. He didn't say that. That would have sent me into a spiral, but show. Anyway, reassurance seeking. Looking outside of ourselves for reassurance. So why does this feel so good? Why do we do this? We know how it develops. Lack of self-trust, looking outside of ourselves. But why do we do it? Why does it feel good? Because when we get the reassurance, we feel that we have certainty. When I give Mike his plate of spaghetti and he says, this tastes great, I know for certain that he likes it. And then it goes away. It inevitably goes away. So I have to ask again, but do you like it now? Yeah, I do. Great. Awesome. Certainty. Goes away. But do you like it now? Yeah, I really do. Great. I'm certain he likes it. But do you like it now? See, it's repetitive because the certainty that we get, certainty from reassurance seeking, it doesn't last. It's not real. It's false. It is a false sense of safety. Yes, it's like a drug. Chelsea, I see that you just typed that. It's like a drug, right? But it doesn't last. So we just keep doing it over and over and over. And we need more and more of it every single time. So here's the thing. Reassurance seeking can be so sneaky, so sneaky. It disguises itself so well as just like getting advice, getting tips, getting knowledge. Oh, I'm just learning. I'm just asking. I just wanted to know. That's all. I just need to know, right? It's so sneaky. And I'm actually gonna throw some of us therapists and coaches under the bus here a little bit, because we even fall into this trap. I don't know who said this. I don't know where I got this quote, but I heard a quote one time that was something along the lines of, our biggest flaw is that we bask in the comfort of unapplied knowledge. We bask in this glorious comfort of unapplied knowledge. So as ROCD specialists, we walk a very fine line between giving information and knowledge and feeding the reassurance seeking. It's a very fine line that we walk. This is exactly why Chelsea and I stopped doing the oh so popular Q&A videos in the Moving Beyond Fear group, and we switched it up. Because what was happening was that people were asking really wonderful, amazing questions, and we were having such a good time answering them that we didn't even realize that that was keeping you stuck. Because think about it. If you have ever asked a question on one of those videos and gotten an answer, it feels so satisfying. It is so validating. It is so reassuring. The anxiety goes away for a little bit. But guess what? Just getting the answer is not doing the work. Just having knowledge without any action is completely useless. It's completely useless. I'm going to talk about one more reassurance seeking tactic, and then I promise I will move on. Like I said, I could talk about this forever. And I see a couple more people have joined. So if you're here, give me a little wave in the comments. Say hey. I want to know that you're here. Okay, so probably the sneakiest reassurance seekers are the ones who are doing so much inner work, doing all the work. The people who have worked with all the ROCD coaches and experts out there, the ones who just keep finding more and more work to do, more and more programs to do, more and more books to read, more and more Instagram and Facebook pages to join. Well, why is that reassurance seeking, Sarah? I don't get it. What in the world are you talking about? I'm doing the work, I'm paying the money, I'm showing up. Yes, totally. And I will never take that away from you. But ask yourself, if you've done all of these things, if you have all of these tools from all of these people, why can't you let go? Why can't you do it on your own? Why can't you apply that knowledge and step into your own inner coach, inner therapist, inner parent? Why do you need to keep coming back and keep learning more and more and more? Why? This can be a very sneaky tactic of ROCD, because what it's actually doing is it's allowing you to avoid stepping into your own wisdom and implementing the work. We can't give you the answers. We just help you look within. So ask yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't judge yourself. I'm not shaming you. I'm not judging you. Hey, Nicole. So good to see you. Well, I'll see your name at least. But ask yourself, if you are like, I've done this and this and this and this and this, and I keep doing this, and next I want to do this, and then I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Is that really coming from a place of, I truly have so much more work that I need to do, and I need the support for co-regulation because I'm not ready to do it on my own yet? Or is this you getting trapped in that cycle of not stepping into your own inner wisdom? Just ask yourself. That is my invitation for you, my loving invitation. Just ask yourself, why is that? Okay, enough about reassurance seeking. What are the other ways we search for certainty? We check our feelings. Checking our feelings. This refers to checking to see what you feel in any given moment in order to prove or justify something. So you're lying next to your partner, having a relaxing night, and you have a thought, do I feel love right now? I think I feel love right now, right? Yeah, this is definitely love. Okay, I'm good. I feel love. Okay, I'm great. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Or your partner hugs you and you're like, uh-oh, he hugged me. What did I feel? He hugged me and I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel joy. Does that mean I don't love him? I actually think I haven't felt joy the past 5 times he hugged me. That must mean I don't love him. That must mean I need to leave. Or when she brought up moving in together, I felt tingly. I felt kind of giddy and tingly, and I smiled. So that must mean that I was happy, and that must mean that I do want to move in, and that means that I love her. Yay! Certainty. Checking our feelings. So checking your feelings is very different than simply being aware of your feelings. Drawing awareness to what you feel in the moment and just allowing it to be without shaming, without judging, that's highly valuable. That is such a tool. That is something we work on in our programs. Constantly checking your feelings to make sure you do or don't feel a certain way might be a sneaky way of searching for certainty. I should feel this, so let's check and see if I do or not. I shouldn't feel this, so let's check and make sure that I don't. Very different things. The final, main primary way that we search for certainty is comparing. And I'm not going to talk too much about this because we have a whole episode coming up on it. next month. But we compare ourselves or our partners or our relationships to others to be certain that we are or aren't like them. So maybe you hear, this actually just happened to me, but I was able to not go into the reassurance or the comparing. But you hear that a friend of yours just got a divorce or just broke up with her boyfriend or got broken up with. And instantly, you need to know the entire story so you can compare and make sure there's no overlap between her relationship and yours, her partner and your partner. Or you're constantly comparing your partner to your exes who hurt you to make sure that they're nothing alike. Or you're comparing them to you're comparing your relationship to your parents' relationship, your partner to your dad, yourself to your mom. Constant comparison can be a way of searching for certainty because you kind of get trapped into this. It's an attempt to make sure that you're not going to get hurt, right? To find that certainty that you won't get hurt. If I can just know for sure, there's that if then again, if I can just know for sure that my partner or my relationship is nothing like my abusive father or my terrible ex or my friend's husband who divorced her, that awful character in that TV show that I love, then I can be certain that I won't get hurt. That is a way that we search for certainty. So bottom line here, if you take anything away from this episode, it's that certainty is a trap. It is a trap. It is not real. It doesn't exist. You will never find it. Never. Prove me wrong. Try and prove me wrong. You will never find it, okay? Because guess what? Being a human is messy. People are complex. We don't fit into boxes. We don't. We change, we grow, we evolve. And every single relationship, romantic, platonic, familial, doesn't matter, has risk. Every single one. You will not find certainty. True, real, lasting certainty. You won't find it. Okay, what do I do? Okay, so the antidote here. We debunked some certainty, right? So then what do I do? If I don't have my certainty, what do I do? How do I get through this whole ROCD mess? We improve our self-trust. We improve our ability to sit in the gray areas of life, the unknown, the unclear, the messy, the uncertainty. We cultivate safety through the body versus through seeking mental certainty. Okay, so that false sense of safety that the certainty, the mental certainty gives us, we learn to cultivate a real sense of safety in the body. And we learn to embrace risk. There will always be risk. There will always be uncertain parts of life. There will always be unknowns. The antidote isn't trying to eliminate those, but to improve your ability to tolerate them. Not get rid of them, tolerate them. Lean into the unknown, embrace the uncertainty, hold space for messiness, and build that foundation of self-trust so that you can learn to lean on yourself. You can give yourself validation. You can give yourself reassurance. And truly know in your heart and in your soul that you are capable of accurately assessing risk level. You are capable. And whatever happens, you will be okay. You don't have to have certainty to know that you'll be okay. You know that no matter what, you'll be okay. You'll be able to make wise choices. You'll be able to handle pain and suffering. You can give yourself space to grieve when it's needed. Embrace the both and of life instead of the either or. My partner can love me and still make mistakes. I can choose my partner wholeheartedly and still have disagreements. I can love deeply and wholly and still experience conflict and arguments. I can choose my partner and they can still be a flawed human. Okay? Lean into the both and. Step out of the either or, the this, that, the good, the bad. Step into the gray. Step into the both and. Step into the unknown. Embrace the uncertainty. Cultivate safety in your body. This is how we let go of that need for certainty. Not falling into that trap of, well, if I could just know for sure, then I'd be fine, right? I noticed, I'm going to share a little story about myself here. My husband and I live in Philly, and right now I am in Illinois, and he is in Philly, and I have been here for 2 weeks for some family stuff. And some of you know this about me, the whole first year of my relationship with Mike, we were long distance. I was in Illinois, he was in Michigan. And that is when my reassurance and certainty-seeking habits skyrocketed. Holy mackerel, were they present when we were long distance. I was having so much trouble sitting in the unknown, in the uncertainty, just trusting myself, trusting him, trusting the relationship, trusting this life. I needed him to tell me every single day that I was beautiful, that he loved me, and he missed me. Every day. And if he didn't tell me, I would ask. And if he didn't answer, I would freak out. Freak out. Fast forward 5 years, we're married. I come to Illinois for a few weeks. We are not used to communicating from long distance anymore. We're not used to texting all the time. I've called him a couple times while I've been here, and we don't know how to talk on the phone anymore. We've never been big phone talkers, but I'm like, how was your day? Fine, how's yours? Good. Okay, bye. And I've noticed those sneaky patterns trying to tiptoe their way back in. I think I've told him 15 times since I've been here that I miss him. And if he responds and says oh babe, miss you too, with a heart or an exclamation point, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But if he doesn't respond fast enough, if he doesn't include an exclamation point or a cute emoji, I'm like, what if he doesn't miss me? Right? It's trying to find its way back in. But guess what? The way out of that is not for me to just keep texting him and saying, I miss you. Do you miss me? Do you miss me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do you still love me even though you haven't seen me in 3 weeks? Do you want me to come home? That's not the way to get it. It's going to feel good for a moment. That's not how we find safety. Going back to the body, cultivating that in yourself, noticing, oof, all right, anxiety is coming up, my heart is beating, my stomach is in knots, my shoulders are getting tense, what do I need? Go through your checklist. I need to connect to my breath. I need to release. I need to soften. I need to sway. I need to shake. Going back to the body. That is how we cultivate safety, true safety. That is the work. That is what we do here at Healing Embodied. This is why Chelsea and I show up every day. This is what we do. We go deeper into everything that I just talked about, and we integrate all of this into the body. Because we know that you can't think your way out of anxiety. You can try. I have tried. I've tried many a time. I still try sometimes, just for fun, just to see. But we can't do it. We need to involve the body to truly change how we respond to these fears, to the unknown, to the uncertain, to the messy, to the unclear. We have to. If you're ready for that, if you're like, yes, Sarah, I need this. This is what I need to do. We have an amazing masterclass coming up next week, next Friday. I can't believe it's here. It's felt like it's so far away for so long, but now it's here. Yay. It's called Life After Anxiety. We are going to, Chelsea and I are co-leading it, which I am pumped about. It's going to be both of us. And we're going to dive deep into what life can actually be when you don't have this blanket of anxiety over you all the time. And that like one little sentence that I just said causes so much fear and panic for people. So much. That is what holds so many people back from doing this work, because they're like, I don't know, right? Certainty. I don't know what my life is going to look like when I get rid of the anxiety. What if I get rid of the anxiety and then I don't love my partner anymore? What if I heal all of these inner wounds and then I realize that I have to leave? What if I do this work and I realize that my partner isn't the right one for me and I have to get rid of him? And what if I don't like who I am after the anxiety? Oh my God. I'm like exhausted just saying it and thinking it. Well, guess what? That's what this is all about, babe. This is it. Not having certainty about what's coming. Not this promise. I get this a lot. I get this question of like, well, if I do this work, what's going to happen? Tell me. Tell me for sure what's going to happen so that I can know exactly what's waiting for me at the other side of my healing journey. That's not it. It's not about having certainty of what's coming. It's about opening yourself up to the possibilities, being curious, stepping into all that you can be without anxiety blocking you and holding you back and clouding your judgment and your perceptions and being in the driver's seat. Why spend any more time searching for certainty when you know that it doesn't exist and it doesn't work? If you're sitting there, if I'm talking through this and I'm saying, are you ready for this? And your answer is no. Ask yourself, why? Why spend any more time searching for certainty when it doesn't work? It doesn't exist. Why are you choosing to do the thing that doesn't work? That's not coming from a shaming place or a blaming place. It's a genuine question. Ask yourself, why am I choosing this? And let's move past that. Let's do this work to own your life. All areas of your life. All of them. Let's do this thing, baby. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. I will put the link for the masterclass below. No, I won't. I'll put it above. I'll put it in the description. Check it out. Chelsea and I would love to see you there. We want you to be there. All right, you guys. Let go of the certainty, embrace the both, and step into the messy, and stop, for the love of all that is good in this world, stop reassurance seeking. Looking at all of you and myself. Stop doing it. It doesn't work. All right. I love you all. Have a great day. I will see you next time for the next episode of the Love Over Fear Show. Take care.